Happy Figure Friday, Fig fam. That is a mouthful of F's, but today we are taking a look at everything that we saw revealed this week. Now, as you view this, there may have been one or two things that was revealed after, and it's not in this video, but we will catch that next week. There is a ton of stuff, and we're going to jump right into it. Plus, we got some breaking news on a couple things that haven't exactly been revealed publicly, so stay tuned for that. Starting off, though, with Latuni, as usual, they are doing yet another Macho Man. Madness Strikes Macho Man. This is a fantasy figure, if you couldn't tell. All black body, lightning bolts all over the arms, legs, knee pads. It's going to be available soon if you want it, guys. Going to be available soon if you want it. Moving on, Title Run Toys showed off a more detailed digital render that is colored in now of their Harley race that is coming. I think the tattoos look great. The head sculpt is phenomenal. I'm not crazy about the torso. I think the shape of the chest is okay, but then the way the abdomen cuts into them, it's a little bit odd for me, but everything else I really dig, and I like the direction that this is going. Moving on to KWK Kayfabe Heroes, they showed off their upcoming Flash Funk, and this has been one of the most anticipated releases for KWK for me personally, because A, I love Flash Funk. We only ever got one figure in the BCA era, and BCAs were my childhood, so makes me want more, right? And we're getting three different versions of Flash Funk, starting off right here with the 1 of 200 JJFigures.com exclusive. That's JJFigures.com. You could pre-order this now, all of them now at JJFigures.com, and use code FAKEHEAL to save 10%. But the thing that I love about the J&J Figures exclusives is I think they always have the best colors, first of all. Second, they're out of 200, so they're limited, but since they're out of 200, they literally number each one on the bottom of their foot, which is a great touch. They did it in the original KWKs, but when they moved on to the new business model, they kind of did away with that. So I didn't realize that the J&J ones have the details on there, like they have the number. So I really dig that. He's going to come with a removable chain, removable hat, removable fur. This thing is loaded to the max. That's why it says deluxe edition. It is loaded with accessories, 3 accessories, cloth goods, and I mean, this thing is awesome. But I personally prefer the purple. There it is without the accessories. I will say this. I inquired with Sean, asked what the deal is with this prototype, because the head sculpt looks a little bit off. Like it looks like Flash Funk, but there's some parts that don't. The eye's a little wonky. And he assured me that the final version is going to be the full detailed digital sculpt that he showed me and ultimately showed the world. And I'll show that at the end of this. But basically, this was a rushed deal right here. So they kind of rushed this prototype along because of a timeline issue of everything, and they had a date that they wanted to drop it for pre-order. So this does not reflect the final version, but here he is in that BCA style gear. This is probably going to be the common, or what I would say the variant A that a lot of people go for. Again, this is not going to be numbered on the foot, but there he is without all the gear. You can notice that there's some glitter going on there. He's very similarly posed to that BCA too, which I really dig. And here is variant B that's going to be in the yellow and red. This one looks super pimpish. I gotta say, purple and the yellow one look way pimped out, and I kind of dig that, man. So very excited for these Flash Funks. I plan on getting all of them. And here it is loose without the accessories. Again, it looks really good. It was just the head for me that was kind of a little bit off. But again, he told me they rush painted this thing, and he wasn't even happy with how it came out, but they had to launch the pre-order. Here is what the final sculpt is going to look like. So you'll see that there is details in the teeth. You can even see details in the facial hair, the eyebrows and stuff. So the final sculpt that is factory is going to look better. And he assured me of that. So stay tuned for more updated pictures of that. If it's going to look like this, man, this might be an all-timer for their line. So cannot wait to see the final version of Flash Funk. Moving on, though, to Zombie Sailor Toys finally announced that WrestleMania 7 Macho Man Randy Savage is going to be up for sale Wednesday, October 8th at noon Eastern Standard Time. We have been waiting for this one. It is very, very exciting. I know there's other Macho Man figures in the works, but I don't believe they will be up on Wednesday. This is going to be a drop of the WrestleMania 7 that we have seen. I held it in my hand at WrestleCon for SummerSlam. I posted some pictures. I'm going to be posting some videos of what the figure looks final. This is a must get for me. So stay tuned. This thing is going to be epic. Now, over here, we have Craven. Craven is getting a micro brawler, and I gotta say, of the independent wrestlers who have been funding their own micro brawlers, I gotta say this is probably one of the most toyetic that I have seen. I mean, the face paint, the jacket, all the cuts in the jacket, we got the studs. He's got, looks like, I don't know if that's a cut in his pants or blood on his pants, but it's very, very cool. The back says the Australian sensation Craven, dead on the arm, stitches, the tattoos are, I mean, this thing is highly, highly detailed. So I gotta say, hats off to Craven, man. This was a great micro brawler you just dropped. Also, Billy Peck, my man Billy Peck, got his own micro brawler, which is exciting. And they are pretty limited. But this is the PWP Live one. This is a wrestling show that he kind of MCs and hosts for. So very happy for Billy. He's got that iconic look in the purple and yellow. You know that I love the purple. So very cool for him. But that's not it, because there is a Chase variant. And the Chase variant is actually a Major Wrestling Figure podcast microphone. That is awesome. So Major Wrestling Figure podcast fans, you're going to need this one. It pretty much counts towards MWFP. So I'm sure that they okayed it. It is their logo. Very happy for Billy Peck. Congratulations, man. This is such a great honor that you got here. And I've actually been kicking the tires on getting some fig heel ones made. I had some pretty cool ideas in mind for what it would be. So if you would buy a fig heel micro brawler, and I would try to keep them as cheap as possible, I would hope that they would be about 20 shipped. I think most people do $20 and then, shipping, which is $5 to $10, depending on where other people locate. But I would like to do $20 ship. I'm not trying to get rich off these things. So if you guys would be interested in fig heel micro brawlers, let me know. Would you pick one up? If not, no big deal. I'm just curious if people would be interested in them. Our last figure sold out pretty quickly, so let me know. But AEW dropped a new micro brawler of Commander, limited to 500 in the purple. They're killing me with all this purple, man. I feel like these companies hear me saying, I love purple, and if it's in purple, I will buy it, and then they start putting out all these purple figures. But here it is out of the package, some great detailing, looks really awesome. I love the gauntlet detailing, especially because you can see all the threads in the lacing. The back is right there. You can see the other side of the gauntlets. Very cool release. Congratulations to Commander with his first ever figure, and it's a micro brawler. We're not done, though, because Danhausen, shockingly enough, the man who has the most micro brawlers out of anybody, and it's not even close, dropped 2 more convention-exclusive Superhausen. So we've got Superhausen in the purple. Man. With the upside-down tooth, almost like a Bizarro Superhausen. And then we have Superhausen in the Superman colors with the tooth facing down. So very, very cool. These have got to be, in my opinion, his best micro brawlers, because I love these two. He also dropped a new Danhausen Halloween mask set in the box, very old school, those Ben Cooper style costumes, right? And this is going to be available at edgemensstore.com. And they're limited, so you can pick up a very nice, very evil Danhausen mask and costume. Hey, wear it on Halloween. A lot of Danhausen going on. We even got more Danhausen coming up, but we're going to start off with some Big Rubber Guys. And the new Big Rubber Guys pre-orders are up right now on collectmajor.com. And this series is going to have 2 figures, starting off with Hercules Hernandez in the way he should have got him in the original WWF LJN line. He's going to have a chain around his neck that is removable, which is awesome. Anytime a figure has a chain accessory in the Big Rubber Guys LJN or any style line like that, I am all in on it. He's double bi flexing. He's got the H's on his white boots. And honestly, I always remember him in his baby blue trunks, so I'm stoked that they're doing that, and the likeness looks pretty good. Again, this is an early concept art. This is not a render. This is an early concept art of what it's going to look like. So it is going to have a more digital render very, very soon, so stay tuned for that. And Andre the Giant, which is going to come with Hulk Hogan's necklace and a beer can that he can hold in his hand, so you can interchange out what you want him to hold. Personally, I don't even think we need the beer can. Happy to have it, but I think everybody's going to display this with the necklace in hand. The first ever LJN style Andre the Giant that isn't in his singlet. So this is very exciting for me. These were must purchases for me, both of them. I am a completist on Big Rubber Guys line. And I recently got in the Brian Myers limited to 500 New York Comic Con exclusive that'll be available at NYCC next week, which will also have the one of 300 Matt and Brian of their new what do they call it? Major stars. So a lot of stuff going to be on sale there. But on the back of my Brian Myers Trust the System Big Rubber Guy, there was two Big Rubber Guys that have not been shown publicly yet. And I'm going to show them to you right now. First one is a repaint of Ric Flair. And this is actually supposed to be another New York City Comic Con exclusive. However, this is stuck at customs, as is the next figure that I will show you. It is stuck at customs right now, and they don't have it in hand. They are hoping before New York Comic Con, they will have this and Danhausen in hand to sell at New York Comic Con. If not, these will probably go up on collectmajor.com the week or so following. But two new repaints. We got Ric Flair in the green and yellow, which I love. And then we have Danhausen with the bloody mouth. We kind of got this in a major bendy, but man, this looks so much better. We knew that they were going to do another Danhausen. You have to. With that mold cost, you have to do repaints, man. But very, very cool. A lot of good things coming to Big Rubber Guys. Love Major, love collectmajor.com and all the lines that they're doing. But I got to say, my favorite right now is definitely Big Rubber Guys. Now onto some WWE news. Ghostright dropped a new, limited to only 100 made, John Cena Ghostright figure. As you can see, it is clear. He's got on his jorts, his bands, his hat, and everything like that with the crown style head that they usually go for in their stylization, and is going to come in a see-through packaging. Again, there is only 100 of these made, but they're only auctioning off 75 of them. So I don't know what's going on with the other 25. There's only going to be 75 available to the public. You can get these at Ghostright.com, GHOSTWRITE.com. However, you cannot buy it. You have to bid. It is a Dutch auction, and it's very, very strange. I was trying to comprehend how they're doing their Dutch auction because it's not like any Dutch auction that I've known. So basically what's going to happen is you just put in a price, and if it is in the top 75 price points that they get, you'll be charged and you'll get one. If you are not one of the highest prices in the $75, in the 75, the top 75 bids, you're not going to get one. So not for me, but if you're a collector of limited and unique collectibles, this might be for you. So curious to see how these Ghostright figures fare on the secondary market in the future. But our friends over at Big Shots, getbigshots.com, showed off 3 new designs this week, starting off with Paul Heyman. I love this because he has a Raw microphone in his hand. He's got that cheesy, shit-eating grin smile on his face. He's missing the hair. Very cool. The striped suit. I mean, this is exactly how I would want a Paul Heyman wrestling buddy. Love that he even has one. This is awesome. Again, it's available in all 3 sizes, the Retro Collector and Mini. Also, Finn Balor. This one is awesome because I think it looks just like Finn. Plus, he's got the black and purple gear that I love. Again, a lot of purple this week. But my favorite part is they included his hand tat. So very, very cool. And last but not least, the first to market AJ Lee toy product, I guess you'd say, from WWE. I don't think the face looks exactly like her, but there's definitely shades of her likeness. She has her abs showing, the cut jeans, the wristbands. I mean, this thing is money. So congrats to AJ Lee. And last but not least, Major Wrestling Figure Podcast showed off an unreleased Playmates WWF Grudge Match Undertaker in alternate mold, which is very, very cool. Has the tie, the ripped sleeves. I mean, this is so much different than the Undertaker we got, which was more of like the Lord of Darkness. So I think this is awesome. I love when we uncover things that we didn't know were going to exist or could have existed. So Also, Ringside Collectibles dropped some new pre-orders. They got From the Vault, Ringside exclusive CM Punk, Pipe Bomb Punk. They also have the new John Cena exclusives. Over here, we have the Brussels one, and I forget what the last time is now John Cena one in the blue is, but there is also Top Picks 2026 Wave 3, I believe it is, or Wave 2, and that's going to have the first day with the new mouth, guys. CM Punk and Roman Reigns from the War Games match where they were inside the cage together, which I think is a really cool theme for some Top Picks. And last but not least, I wanted to talk about Ultimate Edition Series 29, Dominic Mysterio and Umaga, because we reported that Cody was going to be in Ultimate Edition 29. And that was reported to me by many credible sources. Different people that remain anonymous, but multiple people told me that. And as we know, Ultimates have been 3 to a series. I don't know what's going on with the Cody. I don't know if they pivoted, if they cut it, because it was supposed to be a chase, and they're kind of doing away with chases right now. So looks like Ultimate Edition 29 is just going to be Dominic and Umaga, which I'm happy about. So a lot of cool stuff this week, guys. So comment below. Let me know your favorite reveal this week. Hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at FigHeal. Twitter is at TheFigHeal. Pick up the Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia, available now on Amazon.com, or simply go to HealBooks.com and make sure you join Whatnot at WhatHeal.com, and you will get $15 off your first purchase. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Thank you for joining me. Peace. Are you a wrestling figure collector of WWE, Mattel, AEW, Jazzwares, and everything in between? Then you need FigHeal's Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia, the modern edition covering all releases from 2010 to present day. Featuring over 7,000 photos of action figures from the hottest brands, including independent toy makers. Keep track of what you have, want, and need, including loose, mock, and overall collection value. With figure photography by Matthew Goldberg, the Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia is a must-have for collectors. Full-color paperback and hardcover editions available now at HealBooks.com. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at FigHeal. Pick up my book series on Amazon and my merchandise on ProWrestlingTees.com/FigHeal. Join my official sponsor, Whatnot, at WhatHeal.com and receive $15 off your first purchase.